Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Premier League here for DOTA2. My name is Isaac, and I will be taking you through all the play here on Total Chaos. Now, this is pretty much the first episode that we'll be running for this particular format, and that's pretty much how we're going to be running it through this series. Now, obviously, we're going to be starting off today. I'm going to, first of all, give a big thanks to the guys over in the Premier League for making this possible. Normally, they have themselves a little bit of a deal going on with Dota commentaries. We'll be doing a stream on the side of theirs as a non-official to make sure that we have some portfolio to work to showcase towards the community and make sure that they kind of know what's out there and what is possible. So we're getting ready to go on the way. Today, we're going to be starting off with our first game. We have 3 games lined up for you today, starting off with Absolute Legends versus the World Elite. So it's Australia versus China, followed by Fnatic versus Team Dignitas, which is essentially Serbia versus Romania. However, that's not going to kick off till 5 o'clock CET, and then we're going to finish things off with Counter Logic Gaming versus DD at 7 o'clock local time here in the Netherlands. We're going to get ready to go on the way. Let's take a look in a minute inside the server, see how everything is going, as we are currently sitting on a Singaporean server, as pretty much we're trying to figure out what is currently going on the actual grand scheme of things. Now, obviously, we have ourselves these two teams. World Elite are a little bit of an interesting case because their names, as they were listed on the original Dota commentaries website, is a little bit on the awkward side of things because it's not always correct on the players they manage to pull in. But they are currently sitting in the 8th position in the Premier League so far. On the other hand, they are going for this Absolute Legends, which are currently number 4, raking in 9 points over the last 6 weeks. Actually, I believe Absolute Legends played versus Mineski last week, so that is currently what we're waiting for. We're ready to go live into that game, as so far so good. We got ourselves Snoopy, Godot, Shaitan, Tyranny, and King. So I'm going to assume that Musica is one of those, as well as, let's see, Gods as well. But he is currently sitting in the lower thing. Gods normally playing for Absolute Legends, but right now he's going out for Gosu Gamers as a statistics guy. Let's take a look here at the teams themselves. Who is currently in the Premier League? Let's see, Gods is currently not playing for them, as he's saying already. But we're getting ready to go on the way in this actual matchup and make sure that things go fine. We're going to go on in towards the initial picking phase. It is captain's mode, of course. I'm quickly going to boot up my statistics. As so far in this particular tournament, we have seen a couple of really, really interesting things when it comes towards the meta game, as a lot of teams really approaching that use that approach of going for a full-on push very, very early on and trying to finish the game in the pretty much what's considered to be the early game, somewhere around the 30-minute mark, sometimes 40 minutes. We have not seen many games that go on for like an hour or anything along those lines. It's something you would see in the old meta game and that sort of thing. So expect a lot of pushes with profit, that sort of thing early on. Ironically, we have a lot of players initially going on. We have Absolute Legends so far. Their preferred hero in this tournament at the moment has been, and I'm quickly going to need to take a peek at my, they've been running Shadow Shaman quite a lot, and it's essentially being put on by Snoopy, who is captaining here for Absolute Legends. Now, I would not be surprised if initially they will go for a ban on, say, Invoker or anything along those lines. We'll have to see whether or not that's going to be the case, but the opening picks are pretty much going to be crucial here to see what is going to be. We see a Chen being banned here by World Elite, so they're already looking forward to make sure that that the opponents cannot actually go for a hard-on push, as there's the Invoker banned pretty much as predicted. But Shen has been taken out, so that's a big pushing hero already being taken out. I'm quickly going to write these down for my own statistics. So Invoker being banned by Absolute Legends, and Shen, on the other hand, by World Elite. Now, it's time to see what other side, but both sides are going to be going for a ban. Invoker is a pretty standard ban, to be quite honest. It's a lot of pretty standard. I'm quickly going to see in previous matches what has been banned by Absolute Legends in the past. So far, they've pretty much went for initial bans on, say, Night Stalker quite a lot. They banned Night Stalker versus Fnatic twice in a row, as well as Anti-Mage, Broodmother, and Void. So those heroes have been constantly being banned by Absolute Legends in the past, but whether or not that's going to be the case right now is a bit of a question. Of course, they have the current metagame is kind of switching over. There's a Shaman, so Snoopy will not be able to pick up his Shaman this time around, and it looks like World Elite are going for a mid to late game setup with a lot of pushers already being removed, and there's the Prophet already. It looks like World Elite are kind of denying the picks for Absolute Legends, so they can actually not push and try to get themselves the heavy pushers. They have already denying Chen, already denying Shadow Shaman, and picking up Prophet in the process. So that's three pushers, 2 being denied, and 1 being picked up so far by World Elite. So that's pretty crucial play so far. As Absolute Legends, on the other hand, very safe picks. Windrunner so far in this entire tournament, overall very popular pick. He's been picked up 18 times throughout the matches that have been played in my statistics, and so far I've pretty much been going through every single pick and every single ban throughout this tournament. Vengeful Spirit, on the other hand, very standard, very standard support hero. Currently pretty standard. And a Lich. Wow, Lich actually being picked up. Interesting. Lich in the past has been a little bit, he's been kind of removed from the listings in recently, as he's been not all that popular, only being picked up 10 times overall, and not being the most happy support in general. Of course, we have ourselves Vengeful Spirit on one hand and Lich on the other hand, but some decent lane control there and some pushing power as well on that hand. So in combination with that Prophet, could be interesting. The real question is, are World Elite going for a farming Prophet, or are they going for a ganking equivalent? That's the real question right there. Is he going to get his quota too? And let's just ask that particular question. Very interesting so far. Let's see whether or not we're going to see anything along those lines, as Anti-Mage being banned as well. Earthshaker, good initiation possibility there. Of course, with Fisher being able to deny a lot of pushing power. And of course, this right now does kind of put Absolute Legends on the back foot, because that kind of means that the pick for Faces Void is going to be a little bit less effective due to the fact that if he does pop off his Chronosphere, that Earthshaker can pretty much pop up his fissure inside the sphere, and that's gonna pretty much knock Void off his socks for a good 2 seconds, and that's 2 of the critical seconds that are going to be needing to gank down these heroes. And overall, so far, as Windrunner, Vengeful Spirit, Mirana, very not tanky heroes, very weak in HP. Mirana, though, could be a good utility hero, depending on what they're going to be doing. And there's Broodmother being banned and Tidehunter being banned, so we will not be seeing the ultimate there. And Dragon Knight now being banned. Let's see what the final ban is going to be. Broodmother being taken down, and Storm Spirit actually being taken down. Interesting play. So Invoker, Anti-Mage, Brood, and Storm Spirit being banned here by Absolute Legends, while Shen, Shaman, Tidehunter, and Dragon Knight being set up. Now, the real question is right now, who is Radiant going to use for their lead? Night Stalker. Nice pick here by World Elite, denying the Night Stalker, who could have been a very good pickup here for the Absolute Legends lineup, because Void is no longer very useful now due to that addition of the Earthshaker. So quickly going to look at my statistics, what they've been losing in the past. Sand King, fair enough. Decent hero on that pickup. They have so far only picked that particular hero only once in this entire tournament, or at least in his lineup. Shadow Shaman, their favorite. I'm quickly looking forward. Who could they be looking forward to? They can't use Dragon Knight, so they won't be able to pick that up. They're going to have a really difficult time, maybe trying to use Mirana as their heavy ganker. And maybe in possibility in combination with Beastmaster, but we'll have to see. But right now, I'm kind of leaning towards World Elite right now with these picks, getting themselves Prophet, getting themselves Earthshaker, getting themselves Lich, so the utility. There's the Void in combination with Earthshaker. Very, very nice. And that right there is that late game potential. They need to do something against him. Beastmaster, as I thought it was going to be. Beastmaster being picked up, and that right there is going to be a very, very, very good addition. We're ready to go into this game. Let's take it live. Let's go towards the actual map here on Dota 2. If you're just tuned in, this is Total Chaos. My name is Aspec, and we're ready to go on the way with map number 1, round number 1 here in Premier League, week number 6, I believe, for the Absolute Legends versus World Elite. It is a best of 2. 2 matches will be played back-to-back. The opening picks have been quite nice so far. Windrunner utility, we have ourselves a Vengeful Spirit, but the real question is who is going to be the main carry here for the Absolute Legends lineup? I'm kind of inclined to go for that Mirana. We'll have to see, but they are going to be so annoying with that actual Sand King, and we may be able to deny a couple of the lanes. We'll have to see what is going on and who is going to be playing on what particular hero. Let's take a look here. As the Radiant on the Absolute Legends side will have actually Sand King on Snoopy. Has he already played Sand King so far in this particular tournament? I'm quickly going to take a look here. Has Snoopy played Sand King so far? Yeah, only once. He played Sand King versus Na'Vi, where he, in map number 1, had Sand King in combination with Ancient Apparition, Morphling, Shaman, and Enigma. That was actually one of the few games that he did not play as Shaman, as they will be playing on the Radiant side. We'll have to see what they're going to be doing here. Ooh, we have ourselves a disconnect. What is going to be happening here? Looks like we're going to be reconnecting on this one. But we have ourselves we're all going to be disconnecting. We're quickly going to reconnect towards the server, and as we're going to be re-hosting this one. We're going to be right back here, and there we go. As that's going to be critical, but we already have ourselves a setup, so quick a single all pick, so we know exactly what is going on. The picks have been made as it's going to be very, very interesting to see, because so far we have only seen more Absolute Legends pick up the Sand King once versus Na'Vi. I'm quickly going to check, did they actually manage to win that game or not? That is going to be very, very critical within the confines of the tournament. Let's see here. Absolute Legends versus Na'Vi. I doubt they actually picked it up. No, they lost at 2-0. So that right there is already an indication this could be possibly a bad move on their hands. Snoopy has been pretty much be on the ball with his Shaman, but there is just no pushing power. There is no real pushing power there on the long. So we'll have to see what is there. Let's see. What are we going to be seeing there? As let's see. Let's see if we're. Let's see what we're going to be seeing there from we're quickly going to reload, as that probably should have been on my camera for most of the time there. My apologies. That probably was my personal mistake there, as we're trying to figure out what is going on that end. Let's see what we can see here from their point of view. I'm quickly trying to figure out what is going on there. As yeah. So far, so good. But actually, we have ourselves Invoker being banned, Anti-Mage, Broodmother, and finally Shen, Shaman being banned as well. So currently looking, yeah, here we go. I have myself a password. Don't go, production, do not go into the game just yet. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Now you can go into the game, production. Thank you. There we are. So, there we have it. There is our game. As we should be getting ready to go on the way. As I think I accidentally leaked the password there, but that was my fault. Actually, let's take a In addition, though, see what we can do in the grand thing of things. So far, again, we have ourselves a lot of statistics here. I took a couple hours to actually go through all the statistics of this tournament. World Elite have been very consistent with their play. So far, they have managed to pick up, in the past, any of the heroes that they currently have. I've seen Earthshaker on their listings once. I've seen Venomancer twice. Broodmother, Nature's Prophet once. Did they actually win that game with Nature's Prophet? I think they did. Yes, they indeed did win that one. They've played Lich before as well. So that was a very nice queue up there. Windrunner overall, of course, being the #1 pick in the tournament, followed by Venomancer, Shaman, Titan, Sand King actually following that one up, Sand King and Shen following that one up. Vengeful Spirit had in a group of her own. Mirana and Lich is a 10-way pickup, and Faceless and Prophet, even though Prophet's considered to be one of the more, together with Windrunner, to be such a great hero, not being picked up all that much, which is a very interesting case. So we'll have to see how that is going to translate to these picks that have been made. But I still have to go for the World Elite because pretty much they have so much potential there initially. They have so much pushing potential, to say the least. So that is going to be rather critical. On the other hand, currently it is waiting for one of the Dota commentaries guys and one of the World Elite players who we're currently waiting for. It's going to be Sea King, who should be reconnecting. As overall, though, still quite nice. As on the other hand, we have our colleagues on the other server from the Dota commentaries guys who will be running the stream as well. So quickly going to try to figure out what is going on that end. As we're just waiting for one more player. The joys of waiting for players sometimes in games. There we go. Yeah, that's our studio. What's going on? That's my producer. Oh, wave hi, producer. That's going on. See, that's kind of what we're doing here. We've got a green screen on that end as well. We're doing some shooting earlier on that. As good luck, have fun. Sea King's in. Let's go and take it away. It is round number 2. Here, match number 1, try number 2 here for the Premier League. And let's take it underway. Let's take it underway indeed. And again, it's going to be a real interesting case to see what the pickups are going to be. We have ourselves Sand King on Snoopy, like we have seen before. But there we go. They're all picking their heroes, so we're about to find out what is going on that point of view. Sea King we're still waiting for. So let's just wait for a little while. And there's been a couple of nice new additions towards the game to be gone. There we go. Beastmaster, Windrunner, Vengeful.
I speak. I am Lich.
Vengeful Spirit would be good now. And there we go. And finally, we're going to need to see Faceless Void on the World Elite side.
Faceless Void.
There we have it. One more. And there we have it. We're on our way here at the Premier League. Let's see what kind of pickups we're going to be seeing. The Radiant will be coming out here as Snoopy will be picking up on the Sand King. We'll actually be playing a couple of wards initially. While Godot on the Vengeful Spirit, King on the Windrunner, Mirana on Tyranian, Shaitan on the Beastmaster. Let's take a look here at what Shaitan has been doing so far. Absolute Legends Shaitan has been playing a lot of Broodmother, but he's pretty much playing a lot of utility. See Brood, Dragonite, Lifestealer, Weaver, Lifestealer again, Morphling, and Broodmother again. So playing that so far, and this is going to be the first time in this series that he's going to be playing with Beastmaster. On the other hand, we got ourselves World Elite with YYJ, Night Stalker, Beat Kid with Lich, Rock with the Earthshaker, Remu with the Nature's Prophet, and finally Sea King with Faceless Voice going for an initial Poor Man's Shield, and Earthshaker going for some initial wards. And this is something we've been seeing constantly by AL, by the way. I want to point this one out. They've constantly been pushing with all 5 into the jungle. Now, if World Elite have been paying attention so far to the actual VODs that's been going on the Dota commentaries website, then they would have known that Absolute Legends would have gone for a full push right on top of the jungle here. They've been doing it every single time in this particular tournament. Let's see what the laning lineups are going to be. Actually, this courier is actually out there. What's going on there? Interesting. And there's the initial push on towards the rune. And it looks like we're going to see ourselves a Faceless Void trying to set up. Are we going to see Faces Void on the top lane solo, perhaps with a bit of support from Lich? Lich is going to support hard. Did he actually deny any of the creeps? Yes, he did. He denied the range creep, and it's going to be a Night Stalker mid versus a dual lane middle. Looks like a Vengeful Spirit Beastmaster lineup here with Shaitan and Goldot. And they're going to make sure that Night Stalker can get 0 farm here. On the other hand, on the bottom lane, we are King by himself playing Windrunner versus the Earthshaker and the Prophet on Remu and Rock. So they're going to already put themselves up on the Treants. Interesting pick on the Treant. That's a very, very mana-intensive pick. But very nice setup for the anti-gank, or the anti-gank right here. They're going to be running out very soon. In the meantime, Night Stalker already picked up. Top lane, we got ourselves 3. Trial lane going up here with Tyranny, Goldot, and Snoopy. And they're going to be setting up here versus the Faces Void and the Lich. Now, the Lich needs to constantly harass here. Make sure that Faces Void has all the farm. So this trial lane is going to be very, very, very critical here on this top lane. On the other hand, Night Stalker in a bit of a pickle. We got ourselves a potential gank going on in towards Earthshaker. Trying to get in here. Can he get? No, he's not going to get this gank. Unlucky. That's a lot of wasted mana right there. He does have himself 3 clarities, but is that going to be enough? Now we'll be doing statistics throughout this matchup, how this is going to go, and all on the setups. So let's see here. Earthshaker on the roam, actually. Interesting. Let's see what we can see here on Vengeful Spirit. He's been rotated towards the top lane, so it's a solo lane Beastmaster versus Night Stalker in the middle, and we may have ourselves a gank on our way. Snoopy is going to rotate down, apparently, together with Earthshaker. What are we going to be seeing here? Interesting. People a little bit harassed there, trying to get in. We have ourselves potentially a gank here going on as Burrow Strike comes in on towards Void. He goes out of there. Nice support here as the Vengeful Spirit does get out of there. But I do have Smoke of Deceit. He could go for a potential gank down there. In the mid, meanwhile, at the bottom, Nature's Prophet has himself teleportation, has himself full mana. So we may actually see ourselves a ganking Prophet going on. I wonder how that is going to translate towards the late game. Snoopy will pick himself up the more warding. Now this is one thing about a good support player. If a support player can get himself some like a support player that really wants to win, studies his opponent. People, counter warding is very, very critical when it comes to this level of gameplay. Now, a good support hero will do anti-warding, obviously, but a great support hero will study his opponent and try to figure out where they statistically are most inclined to put their wards down. Players are a creature of habit. They're going to generally put their wards down in a very, very similar position every single time.
Nice try.
And that's going to be critical. Let's take a look here at the farm so far. Initially went a little bit in towards the direction of the Radiant, i.e. the Absolute Legends side. But so far, not having too much luck. As, yeah, this Earthshaker, Rock having some really low farm so far. Level 2. Faces Void will need to get himself a lot of push going on. Middle so far, not much going on. And we're just waiting for this level 6 so the nighttime can happen. And here we go, some potential going on here. As Earthshaker being found out. We're going to see the Burrow Strike. Nope, not going to happen. Faces Void trying to come in, trying to pick up on towards the Vengeful Spirit. They need to block him off. And he's going to fall back. But it's going to be critical. Will we see enough follow-up here? Faces Void on the blowdown. Is he going to get picked up? Mirana on the counter. No, it's going to be Earthshaker. He is going to get out of there. Are we going to finally pick this one up? The Sand King really, really low. Earthshaker, Sand King going to go down. The first blood is on our hands for World Elite. And Absolute Legends will need to fall back. Very, very unlucky play there. Quick on the respawn. Yeah. And not having too much items there. Gold, only 155. Mirana in the meantime. Oh dear, this could be bad. This could be bad. Mirana could be going down. This could be critical. Faces Void, there we go. Excellent pickup here. If we're going to see a Burrow Strike here on towards Faces Void, that could finish him off. They need to get this trade. Is it going to happen or is he going to run for the tower? It's going to be a tower run. He needs to do Burrow Strike now. No, he's going to get oh no, never mind. The Sprout does come up, but the Sandstorm comes out, saving him from the tower with only 60 HP remaining here on towards Snoopy. And it's the second time he's done that so far. And with Mirana down, that was, in fact, Tyranny going down early on with a critical loss. 2-0 down so far. What's Beastmaster doing in the middle? He's being pushed back. World Elite are being very aggressive so far. We have Night Stalker with that bottle. He's got himself even that double damage being picked up. And it does appear at this point in time, they've got themselves full map control by the World Elite. Initial push goes on towards World Elite in the first 10 minutes of the game. We are 5.5 minutes in, and we have somebody missing on the bottom lane. We have a miss here on the bottom lane. It's gonna Self flying around here. Earthshaker still trying to farm here pretty heavily, trying to get all of these creeps in a couple of last hits. Vengeful Spirit. Gonna be a critical pickup versus the Faceless Void. Because as soon as Faceless Void is gonna drop in, and it's one of the critical heroes is gonna be taken down, all he can do is just swap, take out the hero in that case, take his place, and he's gonna go down in that particular setup. However, it does mean that the game critical here. Ooh, we have ourselves a game, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. We got ourselves a Smoke of the Sea. This is going to be a gank on the middle. This is going to be a very, very bad, heavy gank on the middle. It's going to be a Burrow Shrike as well as the Comet. And it's going to come down right here on towards YYJ, who's sitting in that middle. They need to get this gank on going now. We have a haste here going on. The gank is the case. And you know what? YYJ is going to go down. The first kick for Absolute Legends is a fact, and it's going to be a very, very critical one. It is on their main carry. Night Stalker is down. How much gold does that mean he has? 130 with only boots. He's got himself a magic wand, though, so that's going to be quite nice. He's picked up some charges because of the Comet there, as well as the Wild Axes. But that's critical, because Tan has not gone down just yet. And he can slowly but steadily start moving forward. And he's got his boar already up. But with a score of 1-2, Night Stalker going down already. So that's a carry down. It's 7 minutes in. Nope, that's my apologies. Missing himself a gank here. Night Stalker back, trying to get himself on towards Windrunner. Can he get the gank? He needs to go for it as the Burrow Strike does come in. Oh, nicely done. Can Windrunner get out of there? Goes for the Shackle. Yes, he does. Can he get out of there? Windrun. Excellent, excellent usage. Strike, and now we have ourselves a Night Stalker on towards the back foot. Are we going to see the Fisher? Yes, there it is. And Sand King down. Nicely done. Very nicely done. And they're still looking for Windrunner. There he is. Windrunner in the jungle. Hello, Windrunner, says Lich. Picks him up. Are we going to see the Frost Blast? Oh, yes, we will. Oh, yes, we will. Is it going to be enough, though? Is Windrunner going to get away? No, he won't. And all of a sudden, the World Elite are getting ahead. That gank with the Night Stalker was not going to be enough. They did lose him out on the onset. Let's see if we can find him. There he is. He's managed to pick himself up the illusion. But he is well underway. And it's almost nighttime. Oh, and the Sprout comes up on towards the Vengeful. Uses the Tango just in time. Not going to happen. A waste of a Tango. Goes down on that one. And the World Elite are extending. The initial pickups on their heroes have been quite nice. They're on 4 on the bottom lane. And it looks like they're going to go for a full-on push. They got Nature's Prophet with full mana. They got Sprout ready to go. And they need to defend this quickly. Lich on low. That's going to be Big Kid down.
No, I am
with Windrunner picking up yet another one. But is it going to be enough? He's got a headdress. He's got himself a Basilius. But is that going to be enough? Well underway to get that mechanism. Push is a little bit stopped there with Lich trying to go around. And that right there did not really help. Let's take a look at the statistics so far. We had ourselves a big peak earlier on by the Absolute Legends side, turning to taking down Night Stalker. That was a very, very critical moment. However, World Elite are slowly starting to come back, and it's really going to be a back-and-forth match. We are 10 minutes into the game, and what have we seen so far? Shackle Shot being popped off right here. Not going to extend there on Nature's Prophet. Nice block off. Burrow Strike does come in. Ooh, Shaker down. Yes, it will be, as we have got ourselves a minor team fight underway, and that's exactly why Sand King is so annoying. Sandstorm comes in. He's out of the equation, but they did take down the Earthshaker there, even though he managed to pick up that Fissure, but it was not long enough because their Sand King was with Snoopy, was ready to go in. Sprout now finally going off. Doesn't matter. Haters gonna hate. Sand King is just happily sitting in the middle of that of that setup, not having too much problems at all. And Snoopy happily going out there, even though he's not playing with his signature Premier League hero. Not with Shaman. And they just don't have that pushing power just yet. Unless they can get Beastmaster up. And Beastmaster, of course, with that boar, has the Greater Boar up on him already, may have the ability to push. Now Greater Hawk as well. We'll be able to scout around very, very nicely. But what are we're going to be seeing? Are we going to finally see some active anti-warding, perhaps? Not so far, but it is nighttime. The ult's still not being picked up here by Night Stalker, so he cannot extend that nighttime just yet. But his additional movement speed so far has himself an urn, has himself a double damage, and during nighttime, this is the perfect moment for him to make a gank. And who is it going to be? Is it going to be Amaran on bottom lane, who is already setting up to get himself a nice little Wraith Band? Could be the case. T5 at the bottom, Lich down, Fisher comes out, very nicely done. We see ourselves Earthquake coming in as well. And there's the end. The Prophet ult comes out, and all of a sudden we have ourselves Absolute Legends taking the lead. Well, actually tying things up a little bit with Beastmaster using the Greater Boar as well, and Windrunner getting the double kill. Nicely done here, and nicely done indeed. And picking up Chainmail, getting ready to pick up the next layer of items. Maybe a buckler. Nope, mechanism. Mechanism being picked up. And that's going to be so good on the support side of things. In combination with the Beastmaster, may have the ability to push a tower. But now we have ourselves the push at the bottom lane. Night Stalker trying to push this tower, and we have ourselves the first kill. Who's going to be picking up? It's going to be the Night Stalker in combination with the Void. YYJ on a rampage has died once so far, but. Oh, that's bad. Sand King in a pickle. Snoopy isn't going to go down here unless he can get out of there. I don't think it's going to happen. There it is. Goes down as the Burrow Strike is going to be too much.
By morning, you'll be not.
And that's going to be the end of that. World Elite still in the lead, even though Absolute Legends trying to come back quite well. What have we seen so far, though? Night Stalker, the carry for World Elite, YYJ dying once in that middle lane, getting a gank by the Vengeful Spirit as well as the Sand King. That was a critical moment there, because that's a little bit of gold gone. And that was right around this moment, I believe. No, it was over here. There we go. This moment right here, this slope, that was critical. Back team fight going on. We see ourselves. Oh no, that's bad right there. Vengeful Spirit in a bit of a pickle. Barrow Strike does come out. Can we see the defense here from Snoopy? Is it going to be enough? Lich trying to get out there. Does not have his ult just yet, I believe. No, it's on cooldown, and Earthshaker is on the back foot. Miranda coming in for the defense. Fisher coming out, and he's right on top of the tower, uses the magic wand to get out of there, and all of a sudden, both sides are trying to pretty much survive. Nature's Prophet coming in with the TP, having no problem, has himself the setup, and is potentially looking to get himself the next stage of items there. Needs some more mana. Maybe Soul Ring, maybe even... No, I doubt it's going to be an Orchid, because there's not much need for any shutting up on that end, even though Vengeful Spirit could be a problem. On the other hand, what do we have item-wise so far? We got ourselves quite a lot of... Yeah, we have Mechanism here on King, which is critical. On level 11 already, taking it away for Absolute Legends. On the other hand, what do we have? Well, we have Beat Kick going for that anti-warding with that Sentry. We don't really have any items, though. And so far, with a level 11, King is really starting to pull it away. Having Mechanism, having a lot of farm so far, but is it going to be enough to gank?
Haste.
That is the real question. YYJ just roaming around, trying to find himself set up. But the real question is, oh, where is it going to TP going to be? It's going to be on bottom lane, trying to get on towards Beastmaster. Will he taking Beastmaster right down right here? Nicely done as the Lich ult comes out. A little bit of a bad Lich ult, to be quite honest. But will they be picking up here on towards Windrunner as well? Can she Windrun out of there? She has been silenced. Silence just in time. Burrow Strike. Nicely done. Burrow Strike on towards Lich. Follow up here by the power shot. Lich down. Are we going to see Prophet down as well? It's just Night Stalker standing. Yes, we will, because here comes the Venge. And the Comets follow up. No, does not have enough mana. No, the Burrow Strike is going to finish him off. And Snoopy does exactly what he needs to do. And it's 13-11. Absolute Legends coming back, even though World Elite in the first 10 minutes in the lead by a full 6 kills. taken down. That initial kill on towards Night Stalker was absolutely sublime. And that right there was critical play from both sides. And now they're gonna have the opportunity to push. Is it gonna be a Windrunner pickup? It should be a Windrunner pickup. There we go. Windrunner will pick that one up, and that is finally a push here on towards the lane. Let's take a look at the mini-map here, production. Can we take a look at the mini-map? There we go. As you can see, so far the middle lane, we have kind of moved out towards the laning phase. The bottom lane currently, we still have Seeking, who's trying to free farm as much as he can. He's pretty much been uncontested, has himself a ring of health, has himself a poor man's shield so far, and that right there is going to be very important, as he needs to get his farm up and trying to pop off the Chronosphere. Critical moments. We have not seen him use that Chronosphere so far, so that is going to be crucial. Courier Scout. They're expecting a Roshan? Maybe. The warding so far has been quite decent as well. Anti-warding is what we've been seeing from the World Elite side. We actually have not seen much from the Australians, to be quite honest. Absolute Legends not doing too much anti-warding. We may have ourselves... Oh, hello, that's a... Yeah, that's a dead courier. Yeah, still going on with the Greater Hawk. Expecting stuff to go on here at Roshan, perhaps? With some initial scouting. Not much really on that front. What is going on? Shaitan, free farming, has himself Illusion and a Stout Shield, is maybe on his way towards the Vanguard. Has himself 1,300 gold, could be actually going for it. As the scouting so far, yeah, pretty nice. You got ourselves, yes, that does look like it's going to be a Orchid. Just need himself the staff. That is only quarterstaff's only 900 gold away. We have ourselves a Windrunner action going on here. In the meantime, though, the Windrunner is taken down here on towards Faceless Void. Faceless Corner cannot be allowed to die. There's the Chrono Field taking down Windrunner as well as the Vengeful Spirit. Is it going to be enough? The ult comes up from Lich. 1, 2, 3, 4 bounces. Not going to be enough because, well, there is the epicenter. It's going to be enough. And now we have ourselves Earthshaker trying to come in with the Echo Slam. Can Nature's Prophet going to get away? It won't be enough because Absolute Legends are extending. Windrunner getting himself the monster, and there it is. Windrunner taking it away. Level 13. Mid Mechanism with the Force Staff will be able to get anybody out of a pickle, and they're going to be pushing this middle tower right here, right now. Power shot on towards the creeps. Very nicely done, and that's going to be the end of that. As the World Elite are on the back foot. They took the initial push on. They took the initiative. Taking the first kills, taking the first blood. But Absolute Legends are taking it away. The World Elite not managing to pick up on towards the push. Not having the ability to push these towers when they have the opportunity to do so. And you know what? That could be their downfall. Faceless Void is going to need a little bit more tank. Let's take a look at what kind of items we're looking for. Gold up. Just sold himself a... Yeah, let's see here. Oh, dear. We may have ourselves a Hex underway for Windrunner. He has got his base items. He's got himself Force Staff. He's got himself the Mechanism. And he's got a massive amount of farm on him. Let's actually take a look. He's got himself 233. So far in this series, yeah, he's got himself 552 XP a minute with 430 gold as well. With 8,000 on the clock in goal-wise. Definitely has the opportunity to go for that Vice and go for the late game push on towards the on towards the staff. And as soon as that is up, which is level 13, followed by Mirana, yeah, then that is pretty much the end. And so far, the World Elite have some real issues trying to keep up because Absolute Legends are going for a push, and it's going to be an Earthshaker Lich combo that needs to stop them off. Here we go. The jump comes in. The Force Staff action on towards the Vengeful. Very nicely done. Faceless Void comes in. Does have his Chrono Field. Is it going to be enough? I doubt it's going to be, but they took the gank as Earthshaker did go down, and that right there is exactly what they needed. Go for the Mirana ultimate. The invisibility pops off, and the war, and they know what direction they went into because the ward is right there, but the gank was a fact, and Earthshaker was being picked up. Are they going to follow up on that on towards yet another gank? That right there is going to be a question. But so far, the Absolute Legends are exactly that, taking it away very strongly here. Even though their warding so far has been a little bit, not that good. A little bit behind, but Absolute Legends definitely pulling away. here in the minute 20. So far, Absolute Legends in the 20-minute market. In the initial first 10 minutes, like I already mentioned, we saw ourselves full-on control by World Elite. But now here, in minute 10 to 20, we're seeing ourselves some very, very strong work here from Absolute Legends, and now we have Shaitan picking up that DD. He's got himself a Vanguard, he's got himself that mobility, and the rest of his team are just happily pushing these towers. And now Sand on that Blink Dagger. Yeah, I don't see this going any other way than Absolute Legends picking this up. They're going to go for full-on pushes. They're going to go and keep on ganking left, right, and center on towards World Elite, and I just don't see it happening for them anytime soon. The farm for Windrunner was just much too big, as King taking it away, getting his farm. He's got himself 3 TP scrolls. 3 TP scrolls. Gentlemen, let's be honest. TP scrolls are like condoms. Like, always carrying them with you. Crucial stuff on that regard. We have ourselves a potential team fight going on. World Elite need to pick up this, need to win this. They take out the Faceless Void. That's very nice. As the ultimates come out, will we see some action? Oh, very nicely done by the Sand King. Epicenter takes down 1, takes down 2. Nature's Prophet on towards the back foot. Yes, he will. This K team fight is dead in the water. Night Stalker down, and the Void did not even get off the Chronosphere. 5 down, and the push is on. Absolute Legends in firm control. The DD comes off from Shaitan on the Beastmaster. The World Axes were more than enough. They're gonna take this tower, and they're gonna take this game. With a fast play, 21 minutes played, Mirana's gonna go back towards the middle lane, trying to defend it, and they simply have not lost. Well, they've lost 1 tower so far, only the bottom tower. And World Elite right now are going to be thinking, my God, what are we going to be doing against this? Because, guys, let's be honest. Currently, we don't have that much gold. Let's support 45 gold. See that slope? See that right there? See this? Yeah, slopes. Slopes for the slope throne, gentlemen. Because the Absolute Legends are taking it away here in the mid-game. We have passed the laning stage for a while now, and it's just not going to happen because Mirana now on the Manta style, Tyranny with the Manta style, so with those additional illusions, absolutely nigh unstoppable. I'm Absolute Legends, even though initially I thought by myself, you know what, World Elite having themselves those picks, having that pushing power. And the only real pushing power on the Absolute Legends side for the mid-game was pretty much Beastmaster. But you have yourself Prophet, but they're not doing anything with him. They're not ganking with him. They're not pushing actively on the towers. World Elite on the back foot. Sand King, ooh, that's a disconnect there on Snoopy. That's a shame. He's going to come back shortly, no doubt. But what are we going to need to see? There is going to be some critical play going on here. It's just, I just don't see it happening in the near future. Let's take a look while we have the game paused. No, that's the control of the map. It's just really, really strange to see a team like World Elite, who managed to do so well in the past, just not able to pick it up. They lost the team fights. They lost the middle. Night Stalker getting ganged very, very early on. They used the smoke with the seat very, very well. Let's just full screen for a second there, production. Let's see. So we have a little bit of talk. But it's just those critical things that are going on there. They're not picking up when they have the opportunity. They did not manage to push with that Prophet. They didn't gank with him. I'm not quite sure what is going on in the mind of the World Elite there. They lost Night Stalker early on as well. The first 10 minutes, again, in control of World Elite. But soon as we hit that moment, that Windrunner was trying to pull away, getting those shackles, getting the additional movement, getting themselves out of situations where World Elite does not pick up the ganks on some of these heroes, and then subsequently losing these team fights. I just don't see it happening if it's going to happen. Snoopy's back. Let's go back into the game and see how this is all going to pan out. Because Night Stalker does have himself, YYJ does have himself a Molniar, and he's looking to get that back King bar, and that's going to be important. Still, though, I'm quickly going to take a look here at the statistics, see what is up. 23-12. They're starting to pull away. Absolutely, they're starting to pull away. There's nothing else you can really say on that end. The Yeah, Absolute Legends are pulling away something away. In the meantime, though, let's take a look at what has been added recently onto what's the map. We had the new patch being added earlier with Outworld Destroy being added, and now of course these little places where you can see, oh guys, you got a place of ward here, and of course here on this here as well. Let's take a look again. Let's see what is going on. Looks like they're going to see a full-on push by Beastmaster, trying to make himself into what's a game. Prophet barely hanging on. Now he's going to die because there's the Burrow Strike followed up, and that is the end. My friend, the end. Beastmaster too strong. Shaitan taking it away. With Wild Axes, with Primal Roar.
Bottom tower is under attack.
It's just not going to happen. They're going to be wailing on towards those barracks very, very soon. And even in combination with Windrunner. The creep's getting low. Doesn't matter. Mechanism, baby. There it is. There it is. Nice smell of ice coming up. Has himself the ult orb. And that right there is going to be the end soon. They're trying to farm so hard, the World Elite. They're trying to get by so fast, and they know that they need to get the Black King Bar into what's Night Stalker just to make sure he's immune for those few seconds. But is that going to be enough? I doubt it's going to be the case. He's getting pinged already. Found out. And again, they're using like this utility from Windrunner is so good. Using the Force Staff on the correct heroes at the correct time. Using the Force Staff on towards Sand King early on, just to push him straight on top of the Earthshaker, taking him down with a Burrow Strike, and that right there was critical work once again. We still have some good warding going on by World Elite, but is that going to be enough? I doubt it's going to be the case. But look at this aggressive warding plus spot right there. Aggressive warding. They will know that there's a ward being placed right here by Lich just now, and they will go on the anti-ward. Lich frantically trying to get himself a mechanism for himself, but he just has no farm whatsoever. And I just don't see it happening. It's just not going to happen. Let's be honest. It's just not. There we go. Ogre Club. That's the Black King Bar halfway done by the Night Stalker. YYJ. But it's just too late in the game for anything to happen. Unless they just need to win a team fight. And I just don't see that happening in the near future. Yes, they could get the Black King Bar. Yes, they can probably pop off a Chronosphere, knock down some of the critical heroes of the Absolute Legends, but they're wailing on their tower. They're 10k ahead. It's just not going to go. It's just not going to happen. Look at this, Starfall. Just cleaning out creeps like crazy. We got ourselves Mirana with a Manta style. He's just pulling up an additional Mithril Hammer. It's just so strong. Are they going to follow up with Roshan? Maybe. Could be. Oh, they know. They're just using the Greater Hawk.
Haste!
And they're just going to sit that over on towards Roshan, making sure that nothing goes in. Meanwhile, for those people that don't know, Ogre Club in combination with the Mithril Hammer. And this is the Black King Bar. Critical for at this point because it will pretty much stop any hitting going on towards the Night Stalker unless there's any auto attacks, or AoEs, but still, he needs to get out. Here comes the Shackle. He's going to go down. No, he's not going to go down. He's managed to get himself out of that situation just in time. It is nighttime, though, so the additional speed is there, and he will be continuing to spam that darkness just so he can continue to have a nighttime. Perpetual darkness, so to speak. Oh no. Well, definitely trying hard, but it's not going to be hard enough because now we have this ward up here as well. They're going to have some vision in the jungle just as a defensive perimeter, and they're going in for Roshan. Oh, nicely done. The ward goes down. The Roshan is being called. They know Roshan is being done, but they can do nothing about it unless they can get Faceless Void in there to knock him down off their socks. Oh, they're actually being very passive about it. Very passive. Because they know they're here. They know World Elite are here. Absolute Legends. All right, they're going in for a team fight. There we go. Sand King with the first one. On towards Night Stalker. The shackle comes off. Oh, that's a decent chrono. The ultimate comes off. 1, 2, 3, 4 bounces. Do take down Vengeful Spirit. So the swap is no longer going to be an issue. Beastmaster is silenced. He won't be able to use his wild axes for a little while. This could be a critical moment here for World Elite. They need to win this team fight. I doubt it's going to happen. Lich is going to go down. Is Night Stalker going to take it on towards Sand King? No, Force Staff is going to go out from the Windrunner. Nicely done as the Fisher does come out to follow up.
It's a matter of magnitude.
What a trade. 2 for 1. Is it going to be enough? Because Mirana still has that mantle style. This is going to be a dead Faceless Void as he did not use that jump.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
The time walk, indeed. And all of a sudden, we went from a 2-1 trade for just losing the Lich to a situation where World Elite can come back. And that was just at Mirana with the Manta style, followed up by the Starfall. Sublime play. They know they're down. They know all their ultimates are on cooldown. 50 seconds still remaining on that one. 31 seconds on that one. Lich does not have any ult. Night Stalker doesn't have any ult. They cannot do anything. It's going to be a full-on Roshan. Roshan is going to go down. And you know what? The Vice is almost done as well.
Roshan has fallen to the
2,700 gold, baby.
Radiant's
2,700 gold. 26-14 in this case. It's daytime. The Night Stalker was not enough. Finally gets himself a Gem of True Sight just to make sure that he can find himself some wards, but he's going to go down, and that's just going to be a waste of 700 gold right there. World Elite are no longer going to take this. They won't win this. They're trying to farm so badly. They're trying to get Night Stalker as many last hits as possible. With Ice Armor from Lich. But the push is on. The push is on. Absolute Legends. 12,000 gold away. But initially, look at this. In the first 10 minutes. Night Stalker, Earthshaker. Just getting kills after kill after kill after kill. But then it started happening. A double kill here by Windrunner. Another double kill here. Another kill by Windrunner. 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 Level 17 right now. And he's got himself a Vice. By himself, though. But he has his Force Staff to get himself out of there. But he's using that Force Staff. There we go. That took a long time there, Prophet. I kind of set that in the beginning of the game that you were going to get yourself that Orchid. But is that going to be enough? Who are they going to need to shut up? Do they have that utility to actually do something here? Maelstrom on towards Faceless Void. He's just so far away. Just to do anything with it. Sure, it's additional damage and it's some it's a magic attack being added to that. But World Elite will need to do something amazing. They haven't wiped in a little while. But this could be the moment where Absolute Legends can choke. They need to finish. They really need to finish. They have the item advantage. They need to go and start pounding on towards the barracks. But they cannot be caught out in the open. They cannot be caught out of position. There he is. The push is on. Are they going to fall back? Yes, we go. The Night Stalker is going to go back very, very quickly. We have ourselves Smoke of Deceit being popped off. Is it going to be enough? Lich from the first, trying to take down Night Runner. 1,500 gold? Not going to be the case, mate. You have yourself a fun time, but that's not going to happen. Even though Beastmaster with Wild Axes to follow that up is just going to clear it up. And he's got Pipe of Insight. Let's be honest. He's going to push towers like mad. We have Mirana on towards the top tower. He's not going to have anything. He's got himself a Desolator for crying out loud in combination with a Manta style. This is GG. World Elite had an opportunity. But is not the... Unless they're going to get an ultimate off here. Oh, Void needs to die now unless he can get his ultimate off. They're fine. They're wailing in on him. Is Void going to go down? Yes, he will. Is the ult going to be enough a little bit? Mirana is dead, but he has himself the Aegis. Comes off. Sand King follow up. Snoopy trying to get himself the epicenter off. Will be the case. The shackle on towards Night Stalker with the power shot to follow up. And it's a team wipe once again. World Elite are down. World Elite are down. And they will lose map number 1 here versus Absolute Legends. It will only take themselves 35 minutes or so. The middle tower is being wailed on. The bottom barracks are down. It is Mega Creeps time almost. But look at this. The barracks are dying faster than you can say, die please, on that one. And they don't even care. They don't care. They got this. Backdoor protection, doesn't matter. We're going to take these down. Good game being called by World Elite, as World Elite will pick up map number 1 here versus none other than, well, no, my apologies. Absolute Legends will pick up map number 1 here versus the World Elite, with some amazing play by Windrunner on towards Beast, using that 4-star for ganking, support, and utility, and really pulling it away. Very nicely done. As that right there. Let's actually stick to the fortress. Let's see if the Ancient is going to go down. Shouldn't be too long. But that right there is pretty much the end of that. Let's go over towards the studio. There we have it. Map 1 out of 2 will go towards Absolute Legends. World Elite will need to do something amazing. They need to take out that Windrunner. They need to ban that Windrunner in round number 2. But then again, they cannot allow Snoopy to get that Shaman, because that is pretty much his hero right there. We're going to go for a quick break here at Kaos TV. We're going to switch over towards Studio View and make sure that you guys have full view on what's going on there. Yep, there it is. Gold per minute for, what's the top so far? 500 for Mirana. I'm not going to lie. Not a sexy play so far by the Absolute Legends. We're going to be right back with you here on Total Chaos for map number 2 with Absolute Legends versus none other than World Elite. See you shortly.